I'm Professor Toby Walsh, a leading artificial intelligence researcher investigating the impacts of AI on society. Ask me anything about AI, ChatGPT, technology and the future. Hi Reddit, Professor Toby Walsh here. Keen to chat all things artificial intelligence. A bit about me: I'm a laureate fellow and Scientia professor of AI here at UNSW. Through my research I've been working to build trustworthy AI and help governments develop good AI policy. I've been an active voice in the campaign to ban lethal autonomous weapons, which earned me an indefinite ban from Russia last year. A topic I've been looking into recently is how AI tools like ChatGPT are going to impact education, and what we should be doing about it. I'm jumping on this morning to chat all things AI, tech and the future. AMA. Proof it's me. Edit. Wow. Thank you all so much for the fantastic questions. Had no idea there would be this much interest. I have to wrap up now, but we'll jump back on tomorrow to answer a few extra questions. If you're interested in AI, please feel free to get in touch via Twitter. I'm always happy to talk shop. Link: I also have a couple of books on AI written for a general audience that you might want to check out if you're keen. Link: thanks again. I'm a writer. How fucked am I? If you're not a very good writer, fucked is probably the correct adjective. But if you're any good, ChatGPT is not going to be much of a threat. Indeed, you can use it to help brainstorm and even do the dull bits. Toby. How do I know it's you responding, and not an AI writing responses for you? Good question. But it will stake a better question than that to catch me out. How do I know you're a real person asking me a question? Toby. This is a very classic bot response. I see a lot of people treating ChatGPT like a knowledge creation engine, for example, asking ChatGPT to give reasons to vote for a political party or to provide proof for some empirical or epistemic claim, such as reasons why 9/11 was an inside job. My understanding of ChatGPT is that it's basically a fancy autocomplete. It doesn't do research or generate new information. It simply mimics the things real people have already written on these topics and regurgitates them back to the user. Is this a fair characterization of ChatGPT's capabilities? 100%. You have a good idea of what ChatGPT does. It doesn't understand what it is saying. It doesn't reason about what it says. It just says things that are similar to what others have already said. In many cases, that's good enough. Most business letters are very similar, written to a formula. But it's not going to come up with some novel legal argument. Or some new mathematics. It's repeating and synthesizing the content of the web. Toby. What are some important things AI will change that we don't yet realize? We're still working out what ChatGPT can and can't do. Large language models, LLMs, like ChatGPT have already surprised us. We didn't expect them to write code. But they can. After all, there is a lot of code out on the internet that ChatGPT and other LLMs have been trained on. Hopefully AI will do the 4Ds: the dirty, dull, difficult and the dangerous. But equally they might change warfare, disrupt politics, not in a good way, and cause other harms to our society. It's up to us to work out where to let AI into our lives and where not to let AI in. Toby. It's up to us to work out where to let AI into our lives and where not to let AI in. Well then Toby, we are screwed. I know a lot of people are freaking out about AI tools like ChatGPT and how it's going to put programmers, writers, etc. out of a job, as well as making it extremely easy to cheat on essay questions and exams. I have two questions. How do you think detection of cheating using ChatGPT would be handled? It seems like it would be hard to detect an essay if you were to use it as a starting point and then edit it significantly. And is this something we would want to discourage? Do you think that people will be completely replaced by tools such as these? Or will their roles be adjusted using these tools? Similar to how we no longer have calculator jobs but we use the tool to make things quicker. The only way to be sure someone is not cheating with ChatGPT is to put them in exam conditions. In a room without access to any technology. Tools for detecting computer-generated content are easily defeated. Reorder and reword a few sentences. Ask a different LLM to rephrase the content. Or to write it in the style of a 12-year-old. And yes, I do see this moment very much like the debate we had when I was a child about the use of calculators. And the calculator won that debate. We still learn the basics without calculators. But when you've mastered arithmetic, You then get to use a calculator whenever you want, in exams or in life. The same will be true, I expect, for these writing tools. Toby. Now that the cat's out of the bag, future LLMs may unwittingly use training data poisoned by ChatGPT's predictions. What are the consequences of this? Great observation. If we're not careful, much of the data on the Internet will in the future be synthetic, generated by LLMs. And this will create dangerous feedback loops. LLMs already reflect the human biases to be found on the web. And now we might amplify this by swamping human content with synthetic content and training the next generation of LLMs on this synthetic content. We already saw this with bots on social media. I fear we'll make a similar mistake here. Toby. What is likely the first profession to be automated by a system like ChatGPT? We're already seeing some surprise. Computer programmers are already using tools like Copilot Link. These won't replace all computer programmers. But they lift the productivity of competent programmers greatly, which is bad news for less good programmers. I'd also be a bit worried if I wrote advertising copy, or answered complaint letters in a business. Toby. What can a human do that an artificial intelligence never will be able to do? As IBM once said, a computer can never be held accountable. Therefore, a computer must never make a management decision. If an AI makes a series of decisions that lead to genocide or nuclear devastation, we can't put the servers on trial, like the IMT did the Nazis at Nuremberg. A physical person must be punished for those actions. How would you recommend university-level professors embrace, regulate AI tools in the arts? Interested in any takes you have on pros and cons of integrating it deliberately versus acknowledging it? What is a safe way of approaching forming policies around it? Thanks for your time. On one level, you can see them as tools to democratize art. I can make much better designs using Stable Diffusion than I could by hand. But I don't see these designs as art. Art is about exploring the human condition. Love, loss, mortality, all these human issues that a machine will never experience because it will never fall in love, lose a loved one, or face the fear of death. These tools will therefore never mean as much to us as human-made creations. Toby. Slite. What kind of ethical problems do you foresee with AI that trains off of publicly available data? Is it more, less ethical than a person studying trends and data than creating something from that training? It's not clear that the data used for training was used with proper consent, that it was fair use, and that the creators of that data are getting proper, or even any, rewards for their intellectual property. Toby. Reading my books. The good news is that there are some greater online courses you can do to get your hands dirty and learn more about the technology. Here in Oz, we have Jeremy Howard's Fast.ai courses, free and online. And even face-to-face in Brisbane, worth checking out. Link Toby. Great question. We're at the worst point in terms of privacy, as so much of this needs to run on large data sets in the cloud. But soon it will fit into our own devices, and we'll use ideas like federated learning to keep onto our data and run it, on the edge, on our own devices. This will be essential when the latency is important. Self-driving cars can't run into a tunnel and lose their connection. They need to keep driving. So the AI has to run on the car. Toby. Good question. ChatGPT is just mashing together text and ideas on the Internet. But computers have already invented new things, new medicines, new materials. Link. I'm confused. Is this Toby? I only saw a link, no valediction. Universities need to equip people with the skills for the 21st century, not the 20th. We need to teach people how to learn lifelong. Your education isn't going to finish when you leave university, but will go on for as long as you work and new technologies arrive at ever-increasing rates. We also need to return to the more old-fashioned skills that ironically were often better taught in the humanities, such as critical thinking and synthesis of ideas, along with other skills that will keep you ahead of the machines like creativity and adaptability. But universities will also increasingly offer short courses that you can take once you're out in the workforce. Toby. The future is not fixed. Technology is not destiny. It's up to us today to decide the future by the decisions we make now. But apologies to all the young people here. We really have fucked the climate, the economy and international security in the last few decades. And it's only by embracing the benefits of technologies like AI and carefully avoiding the possible downsides do we have any hope at fixing the planet. Toby.